Yes, dear students, yesterday we discussed about the derivation of the zero order chemical reaction and half-life period of the zero order chemical reaction, and also graphical representation of the zero order chemical reaction and half-life period of the chemical reaction. Now, what is the unit of the zero order chemical reaction? You know that the K, that is the velocity constant of the zero order chemical reaction, is given by means of, that is R naught minus R divided by T. This is the K representation. Velocity constant of the zero order chemical reaction is given by R naught minus R, that is initial concentration of the reactant at the zeroth time, minus R, the concentration of the reactant at an instant of time t, divided by time interval. Unit of this R, that is equal to molar concentration, that is amount of the substance in moles, concentration of the reactant, divided by time, concentration of the reactant divided by time. Concentration of the reactant means active mass, that is moles per cubic decimeter or moles per liter, that is the unit of concentration, divided by second, that is the time interval of second, that is equal to moles per cubic decimeter per second. This is the unit of K of zero order chemical reaction. This is the unit of velocity constant, of the zero order chemical reaction. Very important, unit of velocity constant, of zero order reaction, is moles per cubic decimeter per second. This is very important question. Usually in 1 mark questions or in MCQs questions, they will ask which one of the following is the unit of K of zero order chemical reaction. Answer is moles per cubic decimeter per second. Or in part A 1 mark question, they will ask mention the unit of velocity constant of zero order chemical reaction. Your answer should be moles per cubic decimeter per second. Okay, this is about the unit of K of zero order chemical reaction. Now, what are the good examples for zero order chemical reaction? In your 1 mark questions, they will ask mention the examples of zero order chemical reactions, or given examples for zero order chemical reaction. How to identify the zero order chemical reaction? I will give one clue, one hint. I will give one clue or one hint for zero order reaction. Hint for zero order reaction. Hint for zero order reaction. The first hint is photochemical reactions. Means the reaction which would occurs in the presence of sunlight. They are good examples for photochemical reactions. Now, photosynthesis is also the photochemical reaction. Therefore, good example for zero order chemical reaction is photosynthesis chemical reaction, because in the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide and moisture, they combine in the presence of chlorophyll, then they will give the carbohydrate. This reaction is a chemical reaction, and kinetically it is a zero order chemical reaction. Photochemical reactions. Now, that good examples. Any chemical reaction which occurs in the presence of sunlight, any chemical reaction chemical reactions which occurs in the presence of sunlight. Chemical reactions occurs in the presence of sunlight. Occurs in the presence of sunlight. Chemical reactions occurs in the presence of sunlight. Chemical reactions, for example, hydrogen and chlorine combine in the presence of sunlight, then it gives rise to HCl. In the presence of sunlight, it gives rise to HCl. You know that the hydrogen combines with halogen in the presence of sunlight, whereas the chlorine also, hydrogen and chlorine combines to give HCl in the presence of sunlight. And decomposition of the compounds on the surface of metal. Decomposition of compounds, chemical compounds, and the surface of metal surfaces at high temperature, If suppose in any chemical reaction, if suppose the decomposition word is there and metal surface word is there, then they are good examples for zero order chemical reaction. For example, decomposition of ammonia on the surface of metal at high temperature, and decomposition of hydrogen peroxide on the surface of gold. That is a good example for zero order chemical reaction. Therefore, decomposition of ammonia on the surface of platinum at high temperature, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide on the surface of gold, photochemical reactions or photosynthesis chemical reaction, and combination of hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. These are good examples for zero order chemical reaction. Is it clear? Therefore, now this is hint for zero order reaction. Take an example. Thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold. Thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide. Important examples for zero order reaction. Examples for zero order reaction. Examples for zero order reactions. First one, thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide. Thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide and the surface of gold. Thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold. Where is the hydrogen iodide that decomposes to give hydrogen plus iodine. This is on the surface of gold surface. But under hot condition, since it is a thermal decomposition, means under hot condition the decomposition would occurs. This is an example for zero order chemical reaction. Similarly, thermal decomposition of ammonia on the surface of this platinum. To give hydrogen and nitrogen. These are nothing but that I mentioned the hint that decomposition reactions of on the metal surfaces are good examples for zero order chemical reaction. See, thermal decomposition of hydrogen iodide on the surface of gold is an example for zero order chemical reaction. Then one more is the decomposition of ammonia on the surface of platinum. Again, thermal decomposition of thermal decomposition of ammonia, thermal decomposition of ammonia on hot metal and surface, so platinum and platinum, thermal decomposition of ammonia and platinum surface, and platinum surface at high temperature, at high temperature, thermal decomposition of ammonia and platinum surface. Gold surface, hydrogen peroxide, platinum surface, ammonia. Then 2NH3 that decomposes to give in the presence of platinum surface at high temperature, platinum surface under high temperature. Then it gives rise to nitrogen and hydrogen. Both are gaseous, both are gaseous. This is also gaseous, this is also gaseous. This is an example for zero order chemical reaction. This is an example for zero order chemical reaction. These two are good examples for thermal decomposition reactions. Thermal decomposition reactions. Then one more is that is a reaction between hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. A reaction between hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. A reaction between hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. Reaction between hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sunlight. It is H2 plus Cl2 in the presence of H nu. H nu means sunlight. That gives rise to 2HCl. Reaction between hydrogen and chlorine in the presence of sunlight. Then it is an example for zero order chemical reaction because it is a photochemical reaction. In the presence of sunlight, means it is an example for photochemical reaction. It is an example for photochemical reaction. Okay. Then very important fourth one, photochemical reactions. Photochemical reactions. Photochemical reactions means the photosynthesis reaction. Photochemical reactions means photosynthesis reaction. Photosynthesis reaction. That is a good example for zero order chemical reaction. It is a good example for zero order chemical reaction. Okay. Now photochemical reactions, two examples that I mentioned, and decomposition of the gases on the surface of the metal. I mentioned two examples. One is hydrogen iodide decomposition, ammonia decomposition, HCl formation in the presence of sunlight from hydrogen and chlorine, and photochemical reaction or photosynthesis reaction. That is production of food by means of green plants. That is a good example for zero order chemical reaction. Zero order chemical reaction. Okay. And graphical representation. Graphical representation of zero order reaction. Graphical representation of zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. rate with respect to time. This is first graph. This is a rate of a chemical reaction, that is with respect to time. Rate of a chemical reaction with respect to time. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. This is your x-axis. Therefore, when you plot the rate of a chemical reaction along y-axis and time along x-axis, it is found that the graph is found to be constant, that is parallel to the x-axis. Zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. If any graphical representation, when you plot the graph rate of time along x-axis and rate along y-axis, then the graph is found to be parallel to the x-axis. Then that is the nature of the graph for zero order chemical reaction. Nature of the graph for zero order chemical reaction. Zero order chemical reaction. This is very important. In your NEET exam, they will give the so many graphical representations like this. Which one of the following is an example for zero order chemical reaction or represents a zero order chemical reaction? Time along x-axis and rate along y-axis. If the graph is found to be straight line, that is a parallel to the x-axis, then that is the nature of the graph. Therefore, now what is the inference? When rate, that is a time versus when time versus rate of a chemical reaction is plotted, when time versus rate is plotted, time along x-axis, time along x-axis, rate along y-axis, rate along y-axis. Then graph is found to be straight line. Then graph is found to be straight line parallel to the x-axis, parallel to the x-axis. This implies that zero order reaction. When time versus rate is plotted, time along x-axis and rate along y-axis, then graph is found to be straight line and it is parallel to the x-axis. Then that is an example for zero order chemical reaction. Then one more nature of the graph is there. That already mentioned, there is a time versus concentration. There is a half-life period versus initial concentration. Half-life versus initial concentration. Half-life versus initial concentration. Then one more nature of the graph. This is T half of the zero order chemical reaction. This is initial concentration. Then you know that it is found to be straight line. Then it seems to be that is a zero order chemical reaction. Now we plotted the two graphs. One is the rate versus time, rate along x-axis and time along y-axis. One is half-life period versus reaction concentration. Then it usually bisects the first coordinate in two equal numbers, 45 degree and 45 degree. Then that indicates it is a zero order chemical reaction. In our entrance exam, they will give the graphs 1, 2, 3, 4. Identify which one of the following is an example for zero order chemical reaction. When you plot the rate along y-axis and time along x-axis, then the graph is found to be parallel to the x-axis and it is a straight line graph, then that is a zero order chemical reaction. whenever the half-life period considered, there is a half-life period of a zero order chemical reaction and the concentration of the reactant, then it is found to be, that is y is equal to mx nature of the graph. Already that you maintain y is equal to mx nature of the graph. This is R naught, that is the initial concentration of the reactant. When T naught half-life period of the zero order reaction versus R naught, that is y is equal to mx nature of the graph, that is a straight line graph, and it easily bisect the graph into two equal, that is a coordinate into two equal parts. Is it clear? Very important one, first order chemical reaction. First order chemical reaction. First order chemical reaction. First order chemical reaction. This question is 100% important question. Derive an expression for half K velocity constant of first order chemical reaction. This is very important question in your board exam. Derive an expression for velocity constant of first order reaction. Derive an expression for velocity constant for first order reaction. First order reaction. Derive an expression for velocity constant for first order chemical reaction. First order chemical reaction. Is it clear? Now this question is very important question. In most of the board exams they will ask for 3 mark question. For 3 mark question. Now what do you mean by first order reaction? First you have to define what you mean by first order reaction. Define first order reaction. A reaction is said to be first order. The rate or velocity of the chemical reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the initial concentration of the reactant. First power of the reactant concentration. Because according to the definition of order of a chemical reaction, a reaction is said to be first order. The rate or velocity of the chemical reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the concentration of the reactant. Okay. Now we come to the define what you mean by the first order chemical reaction. A reaction is said to be first order. The rate or velocity of the chemical reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the concentration terms of the reactant. A reaction is said to be first order. A reaction is said to be first order. Comma. The rate or velocity of the reaction. The rate or velocity of the reaction. Is directly proportional to the first power of the reactant concentration. First power of the reactant concentration. This is the definition of the first order reaction. Before going to start the derivation of the first order reaction, you have to define what is first order reaction. A reaction is said to be first order. The rate or velocity of the reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the reactant concentration. Directly proportional to the first power of the reactant concentration. This is about the definition of the first order reaction. Now let us consider a chemical reaction. Let us consider the chemical reaction. R gives rise to product. Similar to that yesterday's derivation. If you pakka with that of the zero order reaction derivation, then first order reaction is very simple. First order reaction is very simple. Let us consider a chemical reaction. 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 R gives rise to product. R gives rise to product. Let us consider a chemical reaction. R gives rise to product. Where R stands for the reactant. R stands for the reactant. R stands for the reactant. This is very important. Okay. Now, you know that rate of a chemical reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the initial concentration of the reactant. Therefore, rate is equal to what? Rate is directly proportional to the R to the power of 1. Rate is directly proportional to the first power of the initial concentration of the reactant. Rate is equal to first power of the concentration of the reactant. Therefore, rate is equal to K into R to the power of 1. R to the power of 1, where K is equal to velocity constant of first order reaction. Velocity constant of first order reaction. Velocity constant of first order reaction. First order reaction. But we know that minus dr by dt rate is equal to minus dr by dt. Rate is equal to minus dr by dt. We know that rate is equal to, we know that, but we know that rate is equal to minus dr by dt. Now call this as an equation number 1 and call this as an equation number 2. By comparing 1 and 2, by comparing equation 1 and 2, we have, by comparing equation 1 and 2, we have minus dr by dt is equal to K into R. Minus dr by dt is equal to K into R, or minus dr by dt minus dr by R minus dr by r is equal to K into dt. Minus dr by r is equal to K into dt. K into dt. Minus dr by r is equal to K into dt. Now integrate the above equation by applying initial conditions. Integrate the above equation. using initial conditions, using initial conditions. That is, what is initial condition? When t is equal to 0, r is equal to r naught. When t is equal to 0, r is equal to r naught. This is the initial condition. At t is equal to 0 means whenever reaction is not at all started, then whatever the reactant present is initial concentration of the reactant, that is represented by r naught. Therefore, consider this in equation number 3. Integrate equation 3. Integrate equation 3. That is minus d of r divided by r. That is equal to, or substitute, transfer here. This is minus here. It becomes plus. Minus k into dt. Now the integration of this dr, that is equal to, integration of this dr is equal to log base e r. That is equal to minus k into t plus I. What is I? I is called integration constant. I is equal to integration constant. Now, in order to find out the value of the I, substitute initial condition. In order to find I, substitute initial conditions. That is log ER, that is equal to R naught. Log E R naught is equal to minus k into 0 plus I. Therefore, what about the value of the I? I is equal to log R naught, log base E R naught. That is equal to I value. Assume that is in equation number 4. Substitute the value of I in this expression. Substitute the value of I in equation 4. Then log E R is equal to minus kt plus log R naught. Then multiply by minus on both sides. Therefore, what will be kt? Kt is equal to log R naught minus log R. it is equal to log R naught minus log R, or k is equal to 1 by t log base E R naught minus log R. Now this is in the form of log m minus log n, that is log m by n. Now k is equal to 1 divided by t log base E R naught divided by R, R naught divided by R, R naught divided by R, R naught divided by R. In order to convert this exponential log into base 10 log, in order to convert exponential log into base 10 log. Now come this side. In order to convert exponential log into base 10 log, 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 multiply by 2.303, multiply by 2.303, multiply by 2.303, that is log base Ex is equal to 2.303 log base 10x. This is the formula. Log base Ex is equal to 2.303 into log base 10x. 2.303 into log base 10x. Log base 10x. Now substitute these values. Now call this as an equation number 5. Call this equation number 5. Now equation 5 becomes k is equal to 2.303 divided by t log base 10 of R naught divided by R, R naught divided by R, R naught divided by R. This is an expression for velocity constant of, this is an expression for k, that is velocity constant of first order reaction. Now this is very important question, that is for board exam point of view. Derive an expression for velocity constant of a zero order chemical reaction. First you have to write what in by first order chemical reaction. A reaction is said to be first order, then the rate or velocity of the reaction is directly proportional to the first power of the concentration of the reactant. Then afterwards write, that is the rate is directly proportional to the R to the power of 1, because it is a first order reaction. Then rate is equal to R to the power of n, means k into R to the power of 1. Then according to the definition of the first PC, that is rate is equal to decrease in concentration of the reactant per unit time. Minus sign indicates concentration of the reactant that decreases. Therefore rate is equal to minus dr divided by dt. By comparing equation 1 and equation 2, it is found that minus dr by dt is equal to k into R. Okay, then based upon the sequence of the integration mathematics derivation, it is found that k is equal to 2.303 by t log base 10 of R naught divided by R. R naught is equal to initial concentration of the reactant, R is equal to concentration of the reactant at an instant of time t, whereas t is equal to time required to bring about the change, and k is equal to velocity constant of the zero order chemical reaction. chemical reaction. Now define what you mean by K, R, T and all these variable factors. Where K is equal to velocity constant of 0 first order reaction, velocity constant of first order reaction, velocity constant of first order reaction. R naught is equal to initial concentration of the reactant. R naught is equal to initial concentration of the reactant. Initial concentration of the reactant. Initial concentration of the reactant. That is in terms of moles per cubic decimeter. It is in terms of moles per cubic decimeter. And also R is equal to concentration of the reactant at an instant of time. Concentration of the reactant. Concentration of the reactant at an instant of time. At an instant of time. At an instant of time T. That is also expressed in terms of moles per cubic decimeter. Also expressed in terms of moles per cubic decimeter. And T is equal to time required to bring about the change. 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 Is it clear? This is about the explanation of the K, that is variable factor, R naught, R and T. In your problem, you have to write all these explanations, substitute the values properly and simplify and put answer along with that of the unit. Answer along with that of the unit. Now, what is the unit of rate constant or velocity constant of a zero order chemical reaction? Unit of velocity constant of a zero order chemical reaction. Unit of velocity constant of first order reaction. First order reaction. Unit of velocity constant of first order reaction. Now you know that K is equal to 1 divided by T, that is the log R naught divided by R. R naught divided by R. Now the unit of R naught is moles per cubic decimeter. Moles per cubic decimeter. Unit of R is equal to moles per cubic decimeter. Moles per cubic decimeter. Unit of time. Unit of time, that is in terms of second. In terms of second. In terms of second, that is small letter s. Now substitute the values. Now K is equal to 1 divided by second. 1 divided by second into, where is the moles per cubic decimeter divided by moles per cubic decimeter. Moles per cubic decimeter divided by moles per cubic decimeter. That is a constant value. Log of this constant will get cancelled. That is moles per cubic decimeter, mole per cubic decimeter will get cancelled. Therefore, the unit of K is equal to second to the power of minus 1. Second to the power of minus 1. Therefore, K is equal to per second. This is the unit of velocity constant of the first order chemical reaction. What about the unit of the velocity constant of zero order chemical reaction and first order chemical reaction? Usually they will ask in your board exam preparation, mention the unit of velocity constant of first order chemical reaction. In SS system, that is a per second. But for zero order chemical reaction, that is a mole per cubic decimeter per second. Mole per cubic decimeter per second. Is it clear? Now take this very important one. Unit of K. Unit of K for unit of K for unit of K. Unit of K for zero order reaction. Unit of K for zero order reaction. Zero order reaction. Unit of K for zero order reaction, that is moles per cubic decimeter per second. Very important one. Unit of K for first order reaction. Unit of K for first order reaction. Unit of K for first order reaction is per second. Per second. Time to the power of minus 1. In some cases, it may be second to the power of minus 1 or minute to the power of minus 1 or hour to the power of minus 1, like this, or in general time to the power of minus 1. Time may be in terms of second or minute or hour or even day or year. It is a half-life decay process is also good example for first order chemical reaction. Decay process is also example for first order chemical reaction. Therefore, in any chemical reaction, if the K value is found to be constant, then the reaction is said to be first order chemical reaction at any instant of time t. At any instant of time t. In any chemical reaction, if K value is found to be constant, if K value is found to be constant, at any instant of time, at any instant of time t is called first order reaction. You have to calculate the K values at any instant of time t, about 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes and so on. Then K value is found to be constant. If K is found to be constant, then the reaction is said to be first order chemical reaction. Then unit of K is either per second or per minute or per hour or per day or per year also, because the decay of the chemical, that is radioactive substances, they belongs to this category where the half-life period is found to be year, not in terms of seconds. That is therefore your Dinosaurus and Brontosaurus are age of the earth that can be calculated by means of the half-life period of the carbon-14 isotope, which is a radioactive isotope. Therefore, age of the earth, age of the rock, age of the dinosaurs, age of the Brontosaurus, that can be carried by using the half-life period of the carbon-14. Therefore, that is in general, that is the time to the power of minus 1. Time may be second or minute or hour or day, whatever it may be. These two are very important. How to predict the given reaction is found to be first order reaction. Calculate the K. If the K value is found to be constant at any instant of time t is an example first order reaction, and unit of K velocity constant value is found to be either per second in a problem or per minute in the problem or per hour or per day or per year in the problem, then no doubt the given reaction is a first order chemical reaction. Okay, thank you.